What's up, everybody? Brett here, and we're back playing some more Battle Brothers on the Beast and Exploration DLC. Alright, it's day 561. It's in the afternoon. It's a brand new day for me, and I was pretty excited to do the Witch's Hut fight yesterday, albeit only once. And today I want to go ahead and jump in and do it again. I mentioned I might do some grinding off camera just to get some levels and things, but I think we're actually very close to just doing this. I honestly think it's just a matter of time and us trying, and we can get it done. So what I'm thinking about doing today is, let's say I do it once, twice, maybe even as many as 3 times and still don't get it. I think at that point I'll consider grinding some more, and some of that may be on camera, some of that may be off, but there's already, I mean, there are cool places in the world that we can go to take some big fights. Big orc war camps all over the map. Big goblin fights on this side of the map, and probably a bunch of dead and ancient dead in this area. But anyway, I don't think we'll change up the strategy at all. As far as, you know, our build and the things we have. I didn't get any suggestions in the comment sections. I'll just take that to mean I'm doing a good job. So, you know. And we're going to go ahead and get in. Yeah, let's get in here again. And do our best. So one of the things that really messed us up on our first attempt was the fact that Sir Steinhardt was left next to our company. That really messed us up. What we needed was to get him as far away from us as possible. And we'll pass here. We want to let all the Hexen go first, as they pretty much often will because their initiative is super high. And that's going to give us the best chance of stunning whoever they go for. And once again, on the first turn, they're just going for Sir Chris. That's an interesting choice. He does have the protective runes and sigils. Okay, so they whiffed. Very good. So here we have a lot of options. It's a 70% chance shot. I'm going to use Aracel, and I think that's Guido, to kill this Frenzied Direwolf. And also, almost certainly, Ragnar. So I need to be looking downfield to see who's going to be blocking me from getting to these Hexen. And Lance is someone I want to get here, and so is Sir Steinhardt. So I'm looking at this Nagzurher. I don't want him to get to a level 3. So I think I'm going to try and take him out. Beautiful. That was absolutely perfect. The wolves are just here to slow us down. And if we can kill them, then we have a much better chance of getting into the back line. We're going to wait there. Nice. Good damage. It's indomitable. Alright, let's see if we can't take this wolf out. I think we'll step forward here to try and get that one extra hit off. Perfect. And that's going to be the kill there. So now our questions really become, how much do we step up and out of line? And I think we can step up a fair bit. The biggest thing is, we just don't want to be near Sir Steinhardt. This one turn will be a little bit problematic. We want him to maintain his Lone Wolf trait, if we can, because that increases his resolve. But otherwise, we really just don't want to get near him. In our first attempt, we saw that getting too close to him was terrible, because if he ever gets charmed, he'll turn around and smack us with the reproach of the old gods. And that's horrifying. He basically almost one-shot like 3 people. You know what? Step here. Nice to see him running. Let's see who they go for with the kisses. They're going for the Witch Hunter, who every time they go for that, I mean, he's got a natural like 75-ish, I want to say, on his resolve. So not an easy target for him. Wow, and they get him on the last one, but we've got 2 guys near him to stun, and boom, we landed on the first shot. So let's pass there. And if someone has to man fight Unhold, I'm glad it's for Steinhardt. Alright, let's save this kill for Sir Steinhardt. It's going to be an easy... Well, you know what? He's going to run. Let's get the Berserk then. And we need to remove as many of these threats as we can. The Nagzurher is a pretty big one. There we go. I don't know what kind of routing or anything like that we can expect to try and get. But I wouldn't expect much. Okay, let's tie it down. Go for the stun again, and we get it. Perfect. I really want to get Sir Steinhardt onto the Hexen. But this one Unhold is blocking his path. I think 2 stuns is enough to get you past the danger zone where he's going to start hitting us. And we want to make sure we're bringing up our banner. We need everyone to be within, that isn't a lone wolf, to be within 4 paces of our banner. Alright, they're continuing to target some of our most resilient brothers. We're actually very lucky so far, I feel. Man, they're going after the one guy who's probably the most resilient person on the battlefield. That is so great for us. Nice. Okay. We need to kill some of them now. Just like that. So that's one less series of hexes. That's one less series of... it's hard to remember what the names of them are. Oh, God, I can't... Ugh. Guys, I'm losing a little bit because I'm so excited we just killed 3 of them in 1 round. Like, that is enormous. If we step up here, we may be able to kill the wolf. Yes. And if we rout them, that could be just amazing. Let's keep this thing pinned. Okay, so this thing is hurt. We don't want to block lines of sight for archers. Hopefully we did not just move too far away, and I think we kind of did. Move in here. Take the high ground. Hopefully the Nagzurher doesn't eat Lance. But man, only 2 Hexen left. We have one of the Unholds well surrounded. The worst thing that can happen is... Oh God, and he's running. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's the worst thing that could happen at the moment. That's also pretty bad. And who did she hex? Oh no, that's what happens when you get too far away. Alright. It's time for Wilhelm to make plays. Okay, so we can't attack this one or else we'll pretty much just kill Ramen. Now the annoying thing is that I've seen the game like continuously loop that. To the point where there's just no like ever attacking without hurting someone. I'm scared to death to miss here and hit this guy. Yeah, I expected that, but our bone plating saved us from the worst of it. Is this thing fleeing yet? There we go. Killing that unhold is huge. That frees us up for a lot. And if we move in here with Guido, he can't take any more shots at us for a turn. He's going to have to use his quick hands to switch, and then he's going to be attacking us with a cudgel, which is just not a big deal. This is scary, however, because Sir Chris has switched out to his hammer. The thing is, yeah, the Nagzurr 8 Lance, but I don't think he's going to run. He's going to jump into the melee, and then at that point, we'll have a chance to kill him in free Lance. And good. He healed himself. I mean, I guess him healing himself is better than him attacking us. That's kind of hard to say. Let's give him one more target. Yeah, he went for the cudgel. No surprise. We need to get in range. There we go. As long as no one's hexed, we need to get in there. We need to get up on this high ground here. Let's go for the stun. We did not land it, sadly, so he's probably going to get a chance to bop us in the head unless we land this one. And we did not. Okay, and for whatever reason we don't have enough fatigue. And that's the second unhold. So it looks like we're going to do this fight on our second ever attempt. I mean, I don't want to get cocky here, but feels like we have it unless I like mess up horribly. Yeah, and a good switch around. So Steinhardt is now free to go and make moves. We have to get Lance out of here before they start wanting to run. Or else Lance will die in the belly of an Nagzurr, which is like the most awful death I can imagine. Okay, and he jumped into melee. That's perfect. We really wanted to keep our archers, though. But, yeah, she jumped into range of Gwent. And now we're good to go. Let us switch to our archery and go for a 25% shot. And there we go. We get the stun, which frees up our zone of control. Makes it so Sir Chris is not going to be able to attack us. And we'll go for that 81% chance shot. If it hits, it'll do big damage, but it won't kill, sadly. Move in here in case we need to stun him again next turn. So what I'm expecting here is another Hex. The wolves and everything are running. I don't want to let any of them escape. Oh, there goes the Hex. Okay. That's awful. The good news is that she's already down so low that we only need like one hit to kill her. So one hit probably won't kill anyone who takes that chance. Like that. Alright. So we're going to tie them down. And honestly, we could switch to our main weapons, but I think we can just attack now. Perfect. And now that Gwent's stunned, he won't be able to be used against us in a court of law. Down goes the spider. And I think we're only really going to let... Nah, we don't want to attack. We don't want to attack with Sir Steinhardt's Reproach. Because that would also send lightning to Gwent. These are the type of tricky mistakes you can make in these sorts of fights. So, we're just missing a spider. That's crazy. Also, I have no idea what happens if we free Lance. I guess he just stands still. That would make sense. We didn't give him any... We haven't given him any room to, like, pop out. But I guess he just, yeah, pops out on the tile where that guy is. We did it, guys. We did the Witch's Hut fight. Kind of like I said on our first attempt, I think it was mostly luck-based, honestly. Like, the witches, for whatever reason, targeted the hardest brothers that we had to mind control. They targeted our Witch Hunter, and one of the people that we had with naturally high, who was that? Sir Chris. Naturally high leadership, but also the runes and sigils, giving him plus 15 resolve at every single check. Guido leveled. We're going to pick up Black Marsh Stew, Witch Hair, 3 of them, 2 Giant Skull and Bones, 2 Poison Apples, and just a bunch of crafting ingredients. This would be a pretty useful fight if you took this early on in a playthrough, because you'd get so many awesome crafting ingredients. So let's see how this event goes. Oh god. The last of the witches is slain, and you have their corpses mutilated for good measure. Ears, lips, noses, toes, all of them cut off. Their bags are emptied out, and the items crushed into powder and covered in dust. Fleshy bits or animal parts are dumped into a pile and promptly burned. As the fire rises, the Hexen from the hut seemingly appears out of nowhere and takes you by the arm. Your men draw their swords, but you hold your hand up. You tell them to keep salting the earth, so to speak, and as you enter the hut, you take a look back to see a few of the men pissing on the embers of the fire. Inside the hut, you sit where you had before. On the table you find something rolled up in a handkerchief, and the witch pinches its corner and rolls it between her finger and thumb. She looks up and tips her chin forward and turns her hands palmed up. Huh, look at our choices. I don't know if she'll answer all of these questions. So, I don't know what I want to know more. We've had these types of scenarios pop up before, and so what is Dovkul, right? It's kind of like this ancient evil. We're getting the cultists in the next... We already have cultists, but we're getting like the starting scenario where you basically recruit cultists and sacrifice to Dovkul, kind of an eldritch type god it seems like. Who were the ancients? How do you know who I am? Who are you? So, I don't know if she'll answer all this. So I want to think about which one to ask. Well, honestly, I'm very curious who the ancients were. I mean, on a personal level. But Dovkul is kind of like the bigger question. Who are the ancients? Okay, it's letting us ask them. Okay, awesome. I was very worried, guys. I didn't want to, like, not find out all the cool information. So I'll take a second and I'll read all of this to you. So she taps the handkerchief, and whatever is beneath wraps the table, she answers. The ancients were men before our time. Truly, truly before our time. Imagine a kingdom. Now imagine a kingdom that ruled kingdoms. An empire. That's correct. Now imagine an empire that ruled empires. Unfathomable power, such as that leaves the world with great vengeance, and will spend its dying days ruining those which have ruined it. You ask if the empire is dead. The witch smiles. I suspect not, but I do not truly know. I mean, they are dead. We killed the Emperor. They were literally dead, and we fought them. Oh, God. Were the Greenskins human? That's an interesting question. The Hexen cackles. I wish. Have you seen what orcs got between their legs? God dang it. Wouldn't mind a ride on that if I knew it wouldn't tear me in half and fark one end while wearing the other for a glove. God. You raise an eyebrow and nod as though to say, of course. Got it. Got it. What is Dovcool? Shrugging and leaning back, the Hexen asks you to repeat the name. Dovcool. She shakes her head. I have heard nothing about this Dovcool. A supposed god, you say? Well, he has not spoken to me. You stare at her and try to pry a hidden truth from her eyes, but she seems earnest in her response, and you change the subject. Who are you? The witch smiles. An old hag in a forest hut. Everything else is hearsay. He stared at her long enough to see there is little fruit to bear in chasing this question further. How do you know who I am? She stares at the wrapped item, which I think I know what it is. I don't even know your name, Sellsword, and I haven't the slightest inclination to begin to care. It is not a matter of who you are, but what you are. Dovahkiin. That was dumb. That was a bad joke. She turns her hands as though they were following a tune. The blood of the ancients resides within you. It resides within us all, but you in particular, well. Her nose crinkles as she snorts, and she exhales. She grins madly. It is ever so there, and if I can smell it, then the whole world can smell it. Why do you call me the false king? Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta sneeze. Alright, better. For the first time, there is a crack in the witch's facade. She purses her lips. When did I call you that? You point to the door and then to the table. You answer. I walked in here and you said I'd seek the truth, that you know what the false king dreams of. The Hexen taps the handkerchief rather mindlessly. She looks up. Then you have my apologies, Sellsword. I remember no such thing. I am but a fragile and old woman, older than I look, and I'm not being cheeky about that. You press her on the matter, but she only stonewalls you further. Well, we're not really getting much answers. What is it that I dream of? The Hexen leans forward. She puts her hand on her face, and you feel the leathery fingers press deep into your cheeks like a half-dozen walnuts. They rub the corners of your eyes and tap your temples, all the while she is smiling, and then she pulls back. You go to the noblemen and the rich, and they pay you gold, and in return you risk life and limb, and you slaughter and murder and kill all that you can. And there you are, day after day, wondering that's all you're good for. And afterward, the highborn shut the door on you and your deeds, and you hear them inside having a grand time. Music playing, women folk laughing, jesters joking. The festivities are riotous, and you're outside with a bag of gold in hand, and its blood-slaked receipt. And you go down to the pub and buy yourself a whore, and tip a coin to the minstrel for a song, and you can taste a fine wine in even the cheapest of cellars. But there is no escape from that horrible feeling in the back of your head, that feeling you were born into fever, and all this violence and death is not a means to an end, but the end itself. It is what you are, and what you always will be. She pauses, sighs, continues. Sellsword, the power of a lie is only equaled by one's desire to believe in it. You live a powerful lie, and such power will not go easily. I beg of you, be only what you can understand. Now that is a song. Be a simple kind of man. Be something you love and understand. It was not yourself. I can't be the only one who thought that when I read that line. It was not yourself, or your weaponry, or the presence of your company whole which brought her fear, but only the dawning of some unknown realization as she speaks to you now. Who am I? You stand up yelling at the woman for answers. She slaps you in the face and you stiffen and falter back a step. A drop of blood slips down your cheek and you catch it in your cuff. The witch grabs the handkerchief and throws it off, revealing the obsidian blade beneath. It is sharper than you remember, a vivid sliver of yourself running down the edge as though you cracked a door toward a mirror. That's cool. The Hexen sits back down and pushes the weapon across the table. No more questions, Sellsword. There's only so much I know, and so much you need to know. We've made a deal, and this is the end of it. Taking the dagger, you ask her what she did to it, but she refuses to answer. You then ask if there are more out there like her. She grins playfully. I pray there are not. You gain the obsidian dagger. Oh, we can kill her? You know, I'm very curious what happens if I try and kill her, but I think I'm just going to take my leave. You bid the witch adieu. She held up her end of the bargain, I guess. She gave us some answers, and she helped us kill a crap ton of witches. So, I think we're even, although I have to imagine in real life I would probably kill her. Suffer not the witch to live and all that 40k nonsense. You bid the witch adieu, and she says nothing more. Outside, the men ask what she said, while others making reference to sexual escapades. You think you're smirking, but you really don't know. The conversation has left you in a fog, and from within the mist you only depend upon what you know. Ordering the company back on the road. Time to go. So we did it, guys. That was the final legendary fight, legendary location boss fight for us. And we get this dagger. Looks like a smaller version of this one. And let's check it out. We have daggers for comparison. We have several. Try to remember that this one. Let's keep it over here just so I can remember that that one is Wilhelm's. I don't want to have to go through the process of figuring that out again. So it's the obsidian dagger. A hermit which gave you the stone dagger after tempering it with your blood. Reflections in its glass seem to move on their own, but this is clearly a trick of the eye. Very curiously, however, blood never seems to dry if it rests upon the obsidian. Very cool. 25 to 45 damage. That's better damage than the others. It has no durability. It cannot be broken. Even the reproach of the old gods can be broken, even though its durability is 90. 20% damage ignores armor, standard. 70% effective against armor. That's the same as the Glorious Bloodletter, although this one's much better against armor. This has a chance to hit head. This doesn't have any particular chance. It just has crazy effectiveness versus armor. But this is the coup de grace on this. This resurrects any human killed with it as a Wiederganger fighting for you. That's amazing. Boom. Wilhelm the Pimp, you are truly a pimp among pimps now. Using the obsidian dagger, the unbreakable weapon. Really don't need to hold anything else. We'll give you some poison and some shrooms, though. I call that good. That's some pretty sneaky stuff for a character like you. And yeah, I think we'll just go about the process of giving our guys all their stuff back. And call it good. Yeah, man, guys, I honestly don't even know what to say. That was a fun fight. We managed to do it on our second attempt, so not bad. Man, like I'm trying to gather my thoughts to give you guys some kind of closing, some closing ideas. It's just I'm a little overwhelmed. That was a fun one. And I could see in the very early portions of the game that fight feeling nearly impossible. Were we using the Impaler? I believe we were. Yeah, I could see that fight feeling straight up impossible. The problem is, so okay, let me take a second and gather my thoughts because I feel like I'm going to ramble if I don't. Our keys to success that battle were, one, I liked our lone wolf strategies. We had 2 lone wolves out on the flanks. Sir Steinhardt was able to quite handily deal with the Unhold, and Lance was also quite invulnerable on his side as well, being immune, right? So the lone wolves pulled apart their formation. in the first turn, we were able to deal with all the wolves that jumped on us. So we were very able to advance after that. Keeping near the banner, I think, is pretty key. And having a really strong bannerman. I would say 80 resolve on a bannerman is probably honestly low. 100 resolve would probably be a much better number to try and aim for. But aside from that, you know, we had a pretty decent A-team decked out. You know, we had full cudgels, full bludgeons in every hand. We had necklaces on everyone for resolve, which I think is, both of those things are absolutely necessary to beat this fight. And then you just kind of wait for your chance, which we got relatively early in the fight, in the form of using our war bows to just devastating effect. Obviously, we did get lucky in that, for whatever reason, the AI thinks that targeting, you know, our two least vulnerable brothers was a good idea, and they targeted them repeatedly. That was fine. That was fine for us. That played into our hand more than it did into theirs. And yeah, like, we just had to weather the opening salvo, get as many kills as we can. Taking out the direwolves reduces the overwhelm. It reduces targets just stacking onto us. The spiders pretty much stay back and defend. Focusing down the two level 2 Nixurhers relatively quickly, guaranteeing that they don't become level 3s, I think was pretty important. Because had 3 of our brothers been eaten, we'd have had a very difficult time having the DPS to take down the rest. So, I mean, that was not really a simple fight. It was a very well prepared for fight. And I'm happy we did it. Let's take Executioner here on Gwent. I'm just kind of looking at what to pump next. And his stats are just getting very good. I think I'm going to take a 4 roll here in Resolve. I don't know if we need to pump him any more than that, though. Okay. But yeah, I mean, we took our shots. The Hexen missed so many opportunities that by the time they were able to land them, it was just too late. I mean, we gunned down, like, was it 3 of them in one turn? That's huge. And we're at the part in the game now where our armor and such is so good that even, you know, unholds don't really pose any kind of a threat to us, which is crazy. I like taking a 4 here just because we have Colossus and relatively low HP. And Guido, I think, is a lone wolf brother. But we can also take 3 and a 4 here. Yeah, and now we would get lone wolf underdog. And he's a very powerful lone wolf brother now. If we want to stick him out on the flanks. Something like that. Alright, and Guido is pretty much done. He's just going to get stronger and stronger from here. Huge resolve, huge melee skill, decent hit points, good fatigue, all around good stuff. But anyway, guys, wow. I don't know how I can follow that up for, you know, another 30 minutes or so. I'm not sure if I'm even going to try. But I will I will save the game. Don't hate me for saving the game. We did it, guys. So I kind of wanted, and I might do this as a last episode, load up the save that I kept from before the Black Monolith fight with all of our OG characters, and bring them over to the Witch's Hut and see if I can't take that fight with them. And just see what we can do. I feel like just like drinking until every man is ridiculously drunk. Yeah, let's drink. I don't know if I've ever drank just like a lot. Let's get everybody drunk. Hard mercenary life takes a rest as the men share stories of their past lives and enjoy themselves. And we'll drink some more. The strong drinks blur the horrors of combat for a while. Huzzah to the commander, the men shout. I don't think I've ever gotten everyone drunk before, but that's hilarious. The only one who's not drunk is Sir Balin. Is there any reason? Does he not drink or something? That's weird. Okay, now he's drunk. Alright, everybody's drunk. Let's talk crowns. Oh god, did we take like a ridiculous drunk fight now? Where do we need to go? All the way north, probably? Yes, all the way to Eichenberg. So let's travel there while our men are drunk. I was kind of hoping to get some kind of cool achievement or something. I never even thought about it. We could take a drunk brigand fight. That's probably bad. Drunk is a pretty strong negative debuff. You know what? They're like throwing brigands at us. Just how bad is drunk? Check this out. We get extra resolve, but we lose everything else. Let's do it. Let's take a drunk fight. Hopefully not in the swamp. Oh, they're running so fast. Oh god, this is going to be one of those hill fights where the game gives them all the hill advantage because they have marksmen. Okay, no, not quite. Oh my god, can we turn someone into a zombie? That would be cool. So guys, if you stuck with me to this point, thank you. I consider us pretty much at the end of our playthrough. And unless any of you have like cool ideas for things we can do, we can let some of these brothers go and, you know, try and do different builds. I mean, they're still playing around, we could certainly do. It's just a matter of how badly do I want to protect myself from burnout. And I kind of want to protect myself pretty badly. I want to be fresh and happy when we go into I just want to be good to go when we get into the Warriors of the North. I don't want to have to fake enthusiasm because I've been playing a game, you know, forever. So I hope you can appreciate that. I love Battle Brothers a lot as a game. I don't know if I trust all my drunk brothers to be like shooting crossbows near my head. But yeah, like I said, I kind of consider us just about done. We could go searching just for big, ridiculous fights. We could, you know, like save the game and just kind of roll around trying to find new things to do and test ourselves. Okay, this is what we want to do right here. He did not come back as a zombie. Maybe it happens at the beginning of the next turn. Well, I was hoping to see the effect of the, you know, turning into a zombie. It might still happen. What I would love to see in today's episode, I don't think it'll be the last. I think we'll do one more, like farewell vid, where maybe I try and hunt down some Lindworms or another Kraken or something. But what I'd love to see in today's video in the comment sections, if you guys don't mind, just based on what we know about the different starting possibilities, the different scenarios that we can start Warriors of the North with. I would love to see what you guys think is the most interesting. And that might help me decide. Wow, it works. Look how strong that is. We got 2 zombies fighting for us in 1 turn. That's a powerful ability. And he no doubt is going to run, so we don't have to worry about that. And they really just do fight for us. That's nuts. Okay, let's pass. We're not gonna be able to catch him. So that's cool, and we get to see the dagger in action. It's just sad that, you know, like most cool weapons in the game, it's like you get them and it's just too late. There's no one there's no one anymore to fight really with our awesome weapons. The Reproach of the Old Gods, though, I would recommend if you can get that one early, definitely pick up the Reproach of the Old Gods with the lightning damage before you go into the Black Monolith fight. I don't even know if without that weapon if we could have done the fight. So, highly recommend doing so. And we can finally get rid of all these bludgeons. I kind of want to keep these for in case we come across large groups of Hexen. We will be good to go. We can sell some of these ingredients here. And yeah, let's visit a taxidermist. It's been a long time. And see if there's any cool stuff we can craft. I think there's one in Brookstadt. Yes, there is. Which conveniently is right where we're headed. So yeah, let me know which ones you think, which starting conditions do you think are the coolest. Mystical piece of armor to the plains west of here. Okay. Well, we'll go check that out. We've got some time. Plains, there's not much plains west of here at all. I mean, I guess here-ish, here maybe. It's hard to know. Let's see if we can make anything new. We can make a Hexen trophy necklace. That's not nothing. That's a really strong necklace. We've only got one of these right now, plus 6 resolve. We could make a lot of potions. Brightens up the night like it were the midday. Some of these potions, that's another thing we can do. We can make some of these potions, and oh, we can make another protective runes. That's kind of cool. We can make and use some of the potions that we've never been able to find use for in battle, and then we can just use them, like potions of knowledge. Knowledge of the world, arcana mundane. Huh. This is pretty tempting to make. Let's craft this. Potion of knowledge. Ooh, we can make multiple. We've already made the trophy necklace. I kind of want to make the Night Owl elixir and test that out. And we could just have a battle where we like test potions and do different things. Let's craft a second wind potion, a lion heart potion. I think we already have an iron will potion, but we have tons of ingredients. We don't really care. Some happy powder. Let's make some happy powder. Yeah, I think that's good for now. You know what? Let's make some war dog armor. Because I think we have some naked war dogs. Oh, we gotta equip them essentially. There we go. Alright, let's give Lance back his orc necklace. So now we've got a full like suite of potions we can use. This miraculous powder instantly turns a grumpy, ill-tempered mercenary into a happy and energetic one. Probably cool to have this. Let's say you have like a noble or something who's really upset, dissatisfied after some weird event. You can just turn around and make them happy again. Very cool. Yeah, so just probably nice to just keep it in your inventory. 570 for tools. Wow, yeah, we're not buying anything from this place. Once again, though, not really that it matters too much. You hear a commotion and go to find Willem the Pimp waving a weapon at his fellow sellswords. I know who you is, and I know who you ain't, and what you ain't are friends of mine. Okay, we've seen this before, being paranoid. But yeah, let's see if we can find, you know, the mystical armor on the plains to the west, or at least find the place. I probably won't do the battle today. I think we're pretty much done for today. Taking on the witch's hut, I feel like an emotional weight has been lifted from my body. That was the final difficult fight of our campaign. And we did it with new brothers, we did it with strategy, a little bit of luck, and some skill, and we knocked it out. I could definitely see being able to do that much earlier in the campaign. We waited. Wow, this is probably... That's a pretty tough fight. We could take it, though, I'm sure. Would want to change out some of my brothers. This is a good weapon. But Willem, daggers are not the best versus ancient legionnaires. They essentially do nothing. What you want is big axes like this. Spears are pretty garbage. But anyway, like I said, we're not going to take this fight right now. I'm just going to go ahead and call it before I ramble forever. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett, and my channel is Good Talk Gaming. For those of you who have been there since the beginning, watching every video, I really appreciate you. I know it's a lot, but we finally did it. We found every legendary location. We've beaten every boss. I think we have every, truly unique, truly legendary item. And really all that's left to do is, I guess, to get allied relations with the noble house. Recruit a second hammer bro, which is like whatever. And yeah, there's almost nothing left for us to do. We've done it all. But I'm willing to play maybe one or two more episodes worth. If you guys let me know that you're truly enjoying it. And I don't know about y'all, but I watch a lot of YouTube, and sometimes I don't care if the game is done, right? I just want to watch. I want to relax. I want to eat my lunch, watch somebody play a fun game, get into the strategy and the tactics, and escape for a little while. So if you get that kind of enjoyment out of this playthrough, let me know, and I can play a few more episodes. It's not a big deal. I love the game, but like I said, I don't want to burn out, so I'm gonna cap it. But yeah, just let me know how you feel, what you think about that fight. Let me know how early in your playthrough you were able to do it. Obviously, it doesn't take till day 564, but I will say that was probably the most preparation you have to do for a fight. You have to get the weapons, the cudgels, the bludgeons rather, and you have to have high resolve. Otherwise, you're just going to have a really bad time. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care, and thanks again.